Welcome once again, Black Show here, to another episode of Divinity Original Sin. So we generally know what's going on. We also have...
We're gonna need more than a few buckets to save her.
Steady, boys, steady.
Blasted
We'll be
orcs have learned how to
leaving
play
as
with
soon as
fire.
we're packed up.
Yeah, it would be good if Scarlet...
We mustn't let the flames spread to the harbor!
Blasted orcs have learned how to play with fire.
Yeah, other stuff requires a higher level.
What if the orcs are sending another fleet?
Steady, boys, steady. We'll be leaving as
We
soon
need
as
more
we're
help
packed
or
up.
she's lost!
What else? I mean, that skills...
Are these the biggest buckets we've got?
Technically he has stuff like that, but
What if the orcs are sending another fleet?
I would have expected
Are
that
these the biggest buckets
she
we've got?
was like, you know, our resident mage. Oh well, we'll sell that when we can.
We mustn't let the flames spread to the harbor! We need more help or she's lost!
Are these the biggest buckets we've
How
got?
can you
Are these the biggest buckets we've got? The ship's blazing ever higher!
Are these the biggest buckets we've got?
Come on, men! Put your backs into it!
freaking hell? I cannot figure out.
What is the orcs sending another fleet?
Are these the biggest buckets we've got?
Sailor, what news from the mainland?
Oh, nothing new, sir.
Ahoy, sailor! Are you enjoying the fresh winds of Sicile? Those orcs must be out of their barbarous minds launching an attack on a city where a great wizard resides. Though even I must admit they put up a hearty effort. I'll tell you, the only time I'd consider waging a suicide campaign like that would be if whatever I sought was something worth dying over.
We need more help or she's lost!
We're gonna need more than a few buckets to save her.
Name's Conrad. cargo trader, sea captain, an expert in all things nautical.
Sauce? Here? Who knows if it's even over for...
Come on, man! Put your backs into it!
The ship's blazing ever higher!
I mean, I really have no clue.
The sheep's blazing ever higher! Blasted orcs have learned how to play with fire!
What if the orcs are sending another fleet?
The blasted orcs! Learn how to play with fire!
Are these the biggest buckets we've got?
Are these the biggest buckets we've got?
We need more help before she's lost!
One of the orcs is sending another fleet. One of the orcs is sending another fleet.
What if the orcs are sending another fleet?
The ship's blazing ever higher.
We mustn't let the flames spread to the harbour.
Steady, boys, steady. We'll be leaving as soon as we're packed up.
I mean, sorry I didn't put out the fire, but I simply didn't know what to do.
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of the lot on my racks. I can't even smell the sea air over this pot.
Halt! These gates are to remain closed at all times. Captain's orders. Wait a second. Well, I'll be a little red imp's uncle, the Source Hunter. Sorry for the gruff treatment. I didn't recognise you right away. Please tell me, how can I aid the investigation? You can see security's tighter than ever around here since that surprise attack the orcs put on a fortnight ago. They did enough damage to shake up Ahu and Captain Aureus something fierce. We can only hope to hold back the undead and these left-field orc attacks long enough for reinforcements to arrive.
Slimy, reeking, rotting sea garbage. A source hunter? I thought you lot had burnt the last of those nutty sorcerers by now.
Salutations! Source hunters, I see. I'm Sergeant Curtius, proud protector of this house of Legion goods. Curtius is my name. The Legion is my calling. This is a storing house for Legion supplies. Perhaps the most important building in the realm, by my and others' estimation. And I, Sergeant Curtius, have been trusted to guard it.
You've got the...
Well, a source hunter. About time the council took us seriously. Maybe you can start with the two idiots hiding their pet orc here. This place reeks of orc stench.
Well, a source hunter. A very hearty welcome to our humble warehouse. Have a look around. And don't mind if I pick your brain about the scoop around Undervale. I'm behind on my current affairs. I tell you, this gig sure beats getting my toes bitten off by zombies out in the field. We warehouse guards don't have to do much apart from stroll the perimeter a few times an hour. And, of course, every now and again, some friendly folks, like yourself, will wander through here. And nothing beats a pleasant conversation, though my comrade Horatius has quite different opinions on that. Have you talked to him? Thinks every man, woman and child who steps foot in this place wants to rob it blind. If I so much as greet a townsperson with a hello instead of a state your purpose, he starts frothing on and on about guardly duty and security breaches. This Jake business is quite the scandal, no? I myself suspect his wife Esmeralda, and the butcher seconds that, let me tell you. Then again, and you didn't hear this from me, he's going through quite the nasty divorce himself. And there's his children to consider. But I imagine his youngest, Kimberly, won't mind. Never did get on well with her mother ever since the incident. Oh, it's an unparalleled pleasure having a fresh ear around here.
Who better than a proven orc crusher to convince my dumbbell of a friend here that orcs are predators, not pets?
Enough of that. I know how dangerous an orc can be, but this one has been reformed. Anyone can see that she's completely docile.
Maybe before the great orc raid we had time to indulge Ninius's idiotic obsessions. But now we're needed at our posts. I can hardly believe I've been wasting time protecting an orc when I should be running them through.
Excuse my friend's violent outbursts. He hasn't enjoyed a woman's touch in quite some time now. It makes him a bit edgy.
Your woman's touch is less of a loving caress and more of a claw shanked brutally through the throat.
My friend here and I were patrolling outside the city walls, when who did I see creeping along the shore but this lovely orcish lady? Perhaps confused by the butterflies in her stomach, she sprang up and began running, claws bared towards Marius. A vial of love potion shattered over her head, and when she turned to face me, she became instantly enamored. I'm sure she must have been compelled to join the orcish army under some kind of duress.
Ha! I can assure you there wasn't a hint of sweetness in those murderous eyes when she lunged at my throat.
Ah, I've always had an amateur interest in all things alchemical. When I read in an esteemed periodical from the Wizards of Youthful Gore about an amazing opportunity that could change my life, I had to act fast or lose the once-in-a-lifetime deal. I sent away for the world-famous love potion, available for a limited time only, and it has worked exactly as promised.
You see what a fool my friend has been.
What kind of monster would lie in a published advertisement? I'm sure the effects of the potion will be everlasting, as printed.
You see, he'd believe it was noon at midnight if he read it on a printed pamphlet.
I'll walk out the door. Good on you. These bossmen respect company.
Yeah, I'm actually curious. What should I say?
Well, what does it matter?
On the other hand, the love potion is like really freaking sketchy, like in the first place. And I wouldn't mind him getting like blasted.
Let her live. If that potion were truly worthless, it wouldn't have been able to charm her in the first place. In this docile state, she may prove to be a source of valuable information.
You're right. The information she provides could well turn the tides here in Sicil.
Bravo! I trust not only the potion, but my scaly sweetheart in
she
and
dies
of
then.
herself.
You're going to regret this. Avert your...
She wouldn't hurt a fly, and I won't let you hurt a horn on her head.
Well, a source hunter.
Keep your pleasantries to yourself. What are you doing inside this warehouse, snooping around? If it's conversation you're looking for, I'd recommend my comrade Florius. As for myself, my job is to protect this warehouse, not chit-chat with intruders. That idiot man-child would sooner spend an hour chatting up a thief than a minute arresting him. I only hope he gets transferred out of this warehouse and straight to the perimeter. Let him rot off as zombies here instead of mine. Even thinking of him turns one into a gabbing hen. Please, leave me be.
What did he say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yeah.
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of them.
Source Hunter's here too. Well, if the Legion couldn't save this place, what are you going to do?
Let's see. Halibut?
Say, no one's around. You wouldn't raise a fuss if I, borrowed one of these fish, would you?
Borrow indeed. I'll sooner meet a cat wizard than see that merchant repaid.
Come now, I'll be good for it, I swear!
Let's see.
I never would have dreamt of resorting to petty theft during better times, but what choice have I got now? If it's steal or starve, I'll choose steal. Oh, my story's tired by now. I was happy enough, prosperous enough, before these lean times around Sicil began. Still, that doesn't waive a man's need to eat, you know. So what do you think? Should I snag a fish?
Heavenly herring! Delicious dogfish! Yours for a scrap of gold each!
That merchant has to eat too, you know. Leave the fish alone.
Yes. You know what they say about giving a man a fish. This man should learn to stand on his own 2 feet.
I suppose you've got a point. Another day, another rumbling belly. Fed a hungry man, you know.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Get it while it's fresh!
Oh, hello, love. Nice day for a little stroll around the market, isn't it?
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies, size
Don't scuttle away before you've tried some of the ocean's finest bounty. How many crab claws would you like? 3? 11? I listened in while you were talking to that would-be thief. Thank you for preserving my stock. It's no wonder you source hunters are known for setting a place straight.
Snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn.
I give milk. give wool? And what do I get in return? One way or another, they always try to fleece me. Especially that Evelyn. She's out to get me. I know it.
Okay, where that dude went? Because
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fry-up.
That thief is free for now, but I wonder how long it'll be until his growling belly seduces him back onto the crooked path. Thank you for making that would-be thief see reason.
Better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows. Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
Sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Lay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Sicil's ever seen.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fry-up.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew 'em, spice 'em, stir and churn. Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Get it while it's fresh.
What are ye staring at? Captain Jack's the name, though the title may be a little generous at the moment. My crew ran off, and I can't find enough hearty souls to help me reload the ship and sail off. Those scallywags heard there be silver in the Lacula mines, and they abandoned ship like the lily-livered turkeys they are. Haven't seen them since the day we docked. Ah, hello, proportionate one. I'm a painter by trade, as you can see, but a cartographer at heart. I travel around Andervale, mastering my craft and finding new subjects to add to my litany of lovely portraits and complex maps, like this rooster I'm working on now and the landscape that surrounds him.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
My map is slowly filling up with secrets. My map is slowly filling up with secrets. My map is slowly filling up with secrets.
Potions to bemuscle you, scrolls to entussle you.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
My map is slowly filling. I've already read this. I've already read this.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens. Potions to bemuscle you, scrolls to entussle you.
Sauce hunters, eh? All right, proper, we're finally getting a hand. Things is chaos. If you've got a favourite sheep, best to fry her up now before she gets thieved in the night like me dear plump Ogget, the finest in me herd. Now that the herd's gone, old Birchie's just scratching by like a hen till the next batch of beasties comes through. I recently sold most of the tender loves to a trader heading north. Plenty of business that way these days. Those miners must be preparing for a mighty great feast. Wish I could have a nibble on my dear darlings, all ground and spiced. Yes. Oh, Ogget's been missing for more than a fortnight. I love that sheep, you know. Was planning to cook her into a fine midwinter night haggis myself. Do tell me if you hear anything about her. I plan on pursuing whoever stole her with my cleaver in hand.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Let us see.
Oh, no, noble friend. Your upper chakras are in desperate need of a good scrubbing. Fortunately for you, my homebrewed tinctures will do the job. Or if you're in the mood for something a bit more electrifying, one of my air scrolls might give your system just the shock it needs.
Yellow and green, the finest veggies Sicil's ever seen.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Pay the big cheese on your brook with a wheel of the good stuff.
Dearest customer, I've never seen an aura so plagued by ether. Thank Astarte, I've just the earth scroll to ground you.
Harris by the dozens.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scratch off.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Lonesome? Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
Performers, showmen, show all of the...
Well, hello there.
About face!
Have some pity.
To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was
You don't think it's
sloppier than
infected, do you?
Sicilian stew.
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Hey, who's that then? Come on, stand where my good eye can see you.
Easy, Tull. That's the source hunter you're talking to.
She may have the look of a woman if you squint hard enough, but she's no more than a wild animal. We got reports of a strange-looking outsider skulking through the town with her bow drawn. I found her crouched behind a tree, taking aim at a fat old rat trotting along the city walls. I tapped her on the shoulder to see what was what, and the beast startled like a wild cat and lunged right at me.
Bit Tullia right in the face, she did. It wasn't pretty, and now it's got a chunk ripped off it to boot.
Enjoy it while you can, Ver. There's not another legionnaire in the cohort that'll have you if I go rabid.
Well, that's to be decided. She doesn't seem to be sick, despite Tully's moaning. We can't keep her here forever, but we can't well send her into the wilds again, can we?
Notch! Recruits! That was
Perhaps it'd be worth taking this stranger under our wing. She'll likely come in handy if we can trust her to watch our backs.
That's a mighty big if. We can't have one of our team wandering off into the wild when we need her to be watching our backs.
Can't say I'm surprised. You wouldn't want an untamed thing like that sleeping next to you at night. Now it's for us to decide what to do with her, of course.
If I've got my say, we'll take her into the woods and put her down. Ice blue eyes narrow beneath a heavy brow streaked with sweat and dust. Her hands tense into claws, held at the ready.
Her brow knits together, but something in her pose relaxes. She clears her throat.
I am Bear Daughter. I have not come here to find trouble with the Screech woman. She only startled me. And you are a source hunter. I have heard many tales of your order. Your history is long and honourable. This woman here, the one who now plots her revenge, she crept behind me while I was hunting, and I only defended myself. I would not hurt an innocent Screech woman on purpose. But soon their swords were upon me, and they forced me into this cage meant for dogs. Mother would rip the fur from her chest if she could see how they keep me.
Say, Source Hunter,